Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a good one. Hey, listen, I'm going to talk about something that was already put out. I know I'm a little late to the table with this one, but still, what he brings out is magnificent. And so I'm going to talk about Tony Kirkton as chairman of the board of Aptera now. And the things that he's saying makes so much sense. I totally get it. So we're going to look at what he says and then we're going to talk about it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome back to my channel. It's good to have you here. Thank you for joining Free Power. We are actually looking at how Aptera is continuing, although they're taking slow steps. They are making sure that everything and the steps that they take is going to work correctly and they're taking the right steps. So I totally agree with what they're doing. And right now they have somebody that has a very knowledgeable automotive head on his shoulders, that being Tony Kirkton. And so we're going to listen to him and actually go by what he says to show how I truly understand what he's saying. And hopefully you guys get it too. So let's go ahead and check this out.
I'm Tony Kirkton, Aptera's new board chairman. I spent 24 years immersed in the global automotive world with VW, Audi, and BMW. I've seen innovation waves up close. I've watched technologies arrive with promise, struggle with adoption, fight cost curves, and then years later become the new normal. From that vantage point, I can say this clearly. Aptera may well be the most radically efficient shift in the passenger mobility equation that I've seen in my career. It's not an incremental improvement, it's a step change. At legacy OEMs, reducing drag by even a few thousandths of a point would likely require significant developments, iterations, and many design trade-offs, and very high investments in tooling risk. Aptera began with one principle OEMs cannot easily adopt. Start with physics, not legacy constraints. Aptera starts somewhere fundamentally different. The drag coefficient much lower than others, vehicle mass designed to be less than half of typical EVs, integrated solar power, which is designed to generate up to 40 miles a day, 10 times lower operating energy per mile, and a simplified supply chain with 30 to 40% fewer parts. In my world, these numbers aren't marketing points. They are strategic differentiators that rewrite cost, capability, manufacturability, and customer experience. The most efficient vehicle is also the most affordable and the most durable. That is a business model the auto industry has been trying and failing to construct for 20 years. Today, with Aptera, it is a near-term commercial reality. And if there's one thing my decades in the auto industry have taught me, it's this. When a technology delivers more value with lower resources at lower cost, adoption is inevitable. Aptera is not asking the world to believe in a miracle. It is simply asking the world to believe in physics.
All right, so Tony Kirkton, he brings more than 4 decades of global automotive leadership experience, having held senior executive and board roles across leading automotive brands, like Volkswagen, like Audi, and BMW. His appointments follow his service as an independent board director and supports Aptera's focus on discipline, governance, and long-term value creation as the company prepares for production. And he is a very good guy to actually lead the way when he says that he has, over his career, he's seen many technologies promise transformation, only a few truly deliver. And you can really understand why, because we know that usually with the OEMs or automotive companies that are trying to get their cars operating in a smooth and efficient way, of course, they have to deal with governmental regulations, such as the amount of pollutants that the vehicle can put out into the atmosphere. And we know how that has been working out. And so they have to, it just takes the company so long to make a decision on what they're going to do, that a lot of times they end up doing nothing. And that's what he's bringing out. He's saying that they may develop something, an engineer may come up with something in the R&D, but it just takes so long for it to happen or be placed on the vehicle. And so sometimes they end up doing nothing at all. But that's what's so great about Aptera is they're bringing such a wonderful innovation, not just in one thing, but in several areas at once, such as the drag coefficient is so small, 0.13. I mean, it would take the OEMs so long to make the changes and so much money that they will never do that, not unless they're forced to do it. And also that the Aptera is made out of carbon fiber SMC material that, how long is it going to take for the auto companies to get their vehicles made out of carbon fiber material? It's probably something that won't even happen but for decades, except, like I said, once again, if they're forced to do it. For instance, we could take a look at what Tesla's done. They came out with the battery-powered vehicle. And, of course, a lot of the companies, except for the Chinese, they came right out with it. A lot of the companies fought against and talked bad about Tesla, saying that there's no way that's going to happen or they're going to make it, that they're going to fail. And look, Tesla now has one of the highest money-making companies in the world right now. And the OEMs are sort of trying to copy that because, once again, I said they are forced to do it. But even then, some of them, they came back from it. They don't want to make battery vehicles because they're sitting on the lot. That's because Tesla was made from the ground up as a battery-powered vehicle. Most of these auto companies, their main vehicle is a ICE-powered car, internal combustible engine vehicle, and that's what they're used to making. But if Aptera comes out, that's going to be a very big transition from what they're doing, because Aptera is the next step in the evolution of the auto market. I mean, you get solar panels for the vehicle because it's so aerodynamic that you get up to 40 miles of range on just the solar panels alone. So you can actually drive the vehicle for free if you're just driving less than 40 miles a day. For free. You don't have to worry about oil changes, transmission fluids, brakes, and there's a lot of things that you don't have to worry about with the Aptera. And of course, with the battery powered vehicle, you don't have to worry about those things either because they don't have it. And the vehicle that has the most parts, more than likely something is going to happen to it if you don't keep it up. Not so with a battery powered vehicle. They basically just have several motors, the battery pack, which is the engine or where all the power comes from, and that's it. They got regenerative braking where you really don't basically have to use your brakes at all. There's no transmission. And like I said, once again, Aptera takes that a step further when they added solar panels, because now the vehicle, you don't have to be tethered to a charging station, except if you're going long distances. Another thing about Aptera, which is something that he didn't mention, is that they give you the right to repair. So you can fix your own vehicle and they will show you how to do it. You will not be tied to a mechanic unless you want to be tied to a mechanic. So Aptera is really pulling out all the stops. This vehicle is going to make such a big splash in the automotive industry that it's going to blow everybody's mind. Now, it's going to start off real slow, just like what Tesla did when they first came out. But eventually, a lot of people are going to get it, and they're going to say, yeah, I want a vehicle like that. We have to keep in mind also that the motors that are being put together now, they're coming out more efficient, as well as the solar panels that are coming out now. They are also becoming more efficient. So this vehicle, once it comes out, it's not going to stop right where it's at. This is just the beginning. They're going to keep right on moving. And as Steve brought out, he wants a vehicle that just runs on solar power alone, just from the sun.
Aptera has a single mission, and it's to make every journey powered by the sun. Right now, our 400-mile electric vehicle gets about 40 miles from the sun, but our vision of the future for automobiles is the next one will get 60 miles, 100 miles, 200 miles, 300 miles. Eventually, our goal is to make every journey powered by the sun. So that dictates basically everything we do as a company, how the vehicles are designed, the materials they use, how our own internal processes work. This relentless focus on efficiency is all grounded on making every journey powered by the sun.
And I think that's where the world is going to be headed after Aptera comes out. But anyway, give me your thoughts. Let me hear your thoughts on what he says. He brings out a lot of wonderful points. He also thinks that Aptera, this isn't something that's being added to a vehicle. This is the vehicle. This is a step up, a big step up from the automotive vehicles that are out now. But anyway, once again, give me your thoughts. Let me hear how you feel. And you know what? Very soon, Aptera be coming out. And this is just going to be a really fantastic day once they start handing the keys to everybody, which I believe is going to happen by the end of this year. End of November, end of December, somewhere around there. But anyway, thank you guys very much for being with us today. I hope you find this enlightening. And you know what? Go Aptera. You guys are on a hot roll, and it's only going to get better from here. So keep it going. All right, you guys, y'all take care. We're going to end it right here. Y'all have a good one, and we will catch you in the next video. All right. Bye-bye.